Hey guys, Asmogan here, and this is the second video I'm recording tonight. And yeah, big news, big news. I'm splitting the channel into two. I'm taking my old first channel, which has like 4 point something subs over there, and I'm repurposing it, deleting all the old videos because it used to be a reaction channel / archival channel for those. Yeah, I had a dumb start on YouTube, which was very uncreative, very boring stuff. Gonna wipe that clean and set that up as the new ff14 channel. I will provide links in the description below. Please join that channel over there if you are part of my FF community, because that is where the streams are going to happen. That's where the ff14 videos are going to happen. That's where, if the Machinima series is going to continue, that's where it's going to happen. All the fun stuff is going to happen right over there for ff14 related content. That is going to be the ff14 channel. And this channel, Asmogan, is going to go back to being 40k / tabletop game focused. Now, why is that? Why is that split happening? Why am I doing that? Isn't this going to be detrimental to the channel? Isn't this going to hurt you or hurt me? The answer is, I think this is going to hurt me less. It's going to hurt me a lot initially, admittedly, because I know there's plenty of you who are not going to be willing to click twice on a link, go to the description, click a link, and then subscribe. I know a lot of people that's asking too much. I know a lot of people don't want to do that. You know, it's just it's another step they don't feel they should need to have to do. But the reason I'm doing this, even though again I admit it's going to hurt me a lot initially, is because right now the channel as a whole is suffering in the algorithm a lot. And that's because my channel has essentially become a variety channel. And the way the YouTube algorithm works is it splits the way it pushes videos into like 3 categories, all relating to consistency. Now the two that almost everybody knows in terms of what the YouTube algorithm looks at for consistency is consistency of length of video. So like 10 minutes, 12 minutes, like there's this little sweet spot of like videos across the platform that the algorithm wants your video to be for it to be optimally recommended throughout the platform. Everyone knows that one. That's pretty straightforward. I don't need to explain that one too much. The other one is consistency of upload rate. How often are you uploading? Once a day, twice a day, once a month? Consistency of upload is another big thing that the algorithm looks at, and based on that, it also continues to push your video in also congruency with the previous mentioned category of consistency. But the third one that not a lot of people talk about, but is a big factor in the consistency portion of the algorithm pushing your content, and that would be the consistency of content, the actual consistency of the meat and potatoes of what you produce. Now, YouTube values channels that dedicate themselves to a topic, to a tag, to a consistent theme. If you're a gaming channel, if you have the gaming tag in all your videos and on the channel itself, because this, for those who may not know, you don't just tag videos, you can also tag your channel. You add tags to your channel that it can recognize and therefore and build off of to recommend your content. So these tags, it values consistency in them, and in the title and in all the other factors, the hashtags you use, it calculates it all in terms of the content you're covering, the genre you've placed yourself in, whether it's a smaller genre, bigger genre, broad, whatever the case may be. It needs some kind of consistency in that regard to lock onto to spread your content. And this it holds is almost as much weight as both the length of the video and also the upload rate. Although the upload rate is still the king of the consistency you need to maintain. All other things can take a back seat to that. But it's still, the consistency of what your content is about is still very important for the algorithm to push it. So, in my case, my channel has become variety. And variety is the one type of content you really don't want to have, for the most part. There are exceptions to this rule, and I think they found ways to kind of make their tags and make their content in some regard super consistent within the algorithm, so the algorithm can categorize them in a way that it can still recommend them to specific audiences. But for the most part, most variety channels, they cover wildly different things. And in my case, I'm covering wildly different topics. I'm covering pretty much all types of video games. I occasionally talk about gaming news, so I'm touching on the commentary genre. I'm also streaming a lot, so I got the divide between the streaming content and video content. And then also when it comes to the two big things I cover on my channel most, my two biggest hobbies, Final Fantasy 14 / MMOs and / video games, and and Warhammer 40k and tabletop games and miniature painting and miniature design. These are two vastly different categories for the most part. Where they connect is video games. There are Warhammer 40k and Warhammer video games, and obviously Final Fantasy is a video game franchise. So in that regard, there is a consistent tag between the two. But then all other tags and all other search results, especially between audiences on YouTube, there's not, at least I don't think so anyway, there's not an immense amount of Warhammer 40k fans who are dedicatingly search up 40k related content that are also searching up Final Fantasy 14 content. There are a few. Obviously, with every audience, there's some kind of, especially with the internet, there's always going to be some kind of there's always going to be some kind of, you know what I mean? Like, the word's not coming to me. There's going to be some kind of crossover. I figured it out. There's always going to be some kind of crossover because there's so many people on the internet with so many interests, but it really comes down to how many. Like, are the majority of FF14 players looking at 40k? Are the majority of 40k and Warhammer enthusiasts looking at Final Fantasy 14? And I think the answer is no. And I can kind of prove this based solely on how my channel's views and interactions have been affected since I started covering FF14. Now, a portion of this is just simply because I had grown a channel of 40k and I started growing an audience of FF14. This just comes down to, like, my old audience aren't that interested in the new stuff because they want 40k content. They don't want FF14. So obviously I'm going to see a hit because of that as it is. But even on my old content that should still be pushed the same way, isn't. And it's kind of again, this proves that it's the way the algorithm is now pushing me. It's not seeing me as a 40k channel. It's not seeing me as an FF14 channel. It's not seeing me as a gaming channel even necessarily. It's seeing me as a variety channel. And variety in the algorithm just kind of translates to random. And it's really hard for the algorithm to just recommend a channel that is inconsistent, because the way it views that content is, okay, if this is recommended to a viewer and they subscribe to this channel expecting this content, but they find that it's not, they're going to unsubscribe and they're going to not watch that content further, and they will have felt their time wasted. So in YouTube's algorithm's purpose to keep people watching on the platform and to keep them consistently watching videos and to keep them subscribing to new channels and checking out new things and checking out videos that interest them based on their search results, they want that consistency of content. I'm not providing that, unfortunately. So to kind of mitigate and or fix this problem, I'm taking my old reaction channel, which turned into an archive channel. I'm wiping that clean, mainly because there's next to no videos on that I'm proud of anyway. Because that's like my beginning on YouTube. That's where I made a lot of amateur mistakes. That's where I kind of fell into the reaction hole. And I mean reactions. Not what I do now, where I occasionally react to something related to FF14 or related to Warhammer 40k on stream. I mean, like, I sat there and, like, watched Nostalgia Critic and stuff like that. Like, real vanilla shit on YouTube. Not very creatively stimulating. Not as fun to make as Machinima, for example. Real vanilla start. And I'm not really proud of any of that. It's not content I feel that bad about privating or putting on the side. I'm more than happy to wipe it clean and in its place put content that I am proud of. Like the FF14 Machinima, like the FF14 streams, which I want to re-upload over there as VODs. There's a lot of stuff I want to put over there that I think will fit much better. And on this channel, it's going to be remain 40k. I'm going to bring a lot of the 40k stuff back to fruition. I'm going to try and encourage more homebrew highlights, and I want to get back to doing in a nutshells. But for more regular content, I'm also going to be streaming the occasional 40k or Warhammer related game or miniature painting, which I also want to make videos on, but streaming I think will work better for that in the meantime. So yeah, there's still going to be content on this channel quite regularly. The thing is, I'm not going to describe either channel as my main channel, because the idea is that it's still across the two channels. It's still kind of one platform of which I'm working on. I'm just splitting them into two sides of the room. That's kind of how I see it. Some days when I want to stream FF14, I'll just go to the FF14 channel. When I want to make a FF14 video, I'll go over there and do that. And on the days that I'm working on 40K related stuff, I'll be here. But the idea is I'm gonna treat it like I'm gonna treat it like it's still one channel where I'm still regularly putting content, but it's split between the categories, so the algorithm starts pushing the channel more, so I can reach more audiences and so I can entertain more people like you wonderful people. I think that is I think it works. I think it's gonna be, at the end of the day, I think this is a better idea to do it this way, because again, I know I'm gonna get like the initial smack in the face of minimal views and minimal interaction on the FF14 channel until it has a chance to grow again. But in the long run, in terms of the algorithm, in terms of the growth, I think it's better to split it up so this way than continue to try and continue to try and fight against the algorithm to grow. This is just a better way to do it. Now, I'm currently, after this video is going to be recorded, I'm going to be trying to set everything up. I'm going to be privating all the old videos on the previous channel, set up new channel art, set up new channel profile, and then start uploading stuff. So yeah, the FF14 channel is going to slowly get content re-uploaded to it, and that same content is going to be steadily removed from this channel so that the algorithm doesn't start pinning that stuff between the two channels, and it's here and not here. So yeah, FF14 stuff is getting removed from the Asmogan channel to be placed on the FF14 Asmogan channel. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, nothing's really being deleted except the old reactions that I don't care about. That's about it though. I hope my FF14 folks will go over to the new channel and will support me over there, and will enjoy FF14. Hopefully, my FF14 content growing and getting new life breathed into it via the algorithm actually liking me for a change over there. And on this channel, my 40K audience, good news for you guys. This side of things is getting more dedicated to the content you guys subscribed for originally, and you get to see homebrew highlights, you get to see 40K in a nutshell, and I get to talk about the latest releases, like the new Horus Heresy stuff that's coming out, and miniature painting streams, and as well as other stuff. So yeah, everybody gets what they want, and hopefully the algorithm gets what it wants, so I can start growing again. But, yep, that's it for me, guys. If you have any concerns, feel free to voice them below. I'll do my best to hopefully assuage any of that. And please check out my previous video for anyone wondering, okay, well, with you working on the animation, with how much time that's taking from you, how are you going to be able to upload and stream and stuff to the other channel? You know, that answer will be provided in that video, and preemptively, I apologize in that. I will link that in the pinned comment below. But, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to catch you guys next time. Bye-bye. Peace.